Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a young man named David. He had everything one could desire: wealth, success, and a loving family. Yet, he was deeply unhappy. Why? Because his mind was a battlefield. It was filled with worries about the future, doubts about himself, and endless comparisons with others. It didn't matter what he achieved. There was always someone who had it better, someone who was more successful, happier, or more deserving. So no matter how much he tried, he never felt true peace or satisfaction. One day, he decided to take a break from the noise of the city and went on a long walk. During his journey, he came across a remote monastery nestled in the mountains. As he approached the monastery, he noticed a calm, peaceful aura around it that brought him a sense of tranquility he had never experienced before. Intrigued, he decided to spend a few days there to learn more about this peaceful feeling. When the wise monk learned about David's troubled mind, he invited him to sit down and have a cup of tea. The old monk started serving tea to David. At first, David felt a sense of calm as he watched the monk's graceful movements. But soon his mind started to wander again, thinking about his problems. As he got lost in his thoughts, the monk kept pouring tea into his cup, and suddenly, "Stop, the cup is full. It cannot take more," David shouted, surprised by his own outburst. Startled by his reaction, the monk stopped pouring the tea and asked, "Why do you think the cup is full?" "Because you've poured enough. It can't hold any more," replied David. The monk nodded and said, "You are right. This cup is indeed full." Then he added, "But let me ask you something. Do you see anything in it?" David looked closely and said, "No, it's empty." "That's right," said the monk. "Just like this cup, your mind is also full of fears, full of doubts, full of opinions and worries. If you don't empty it, how can you receive new wisdom, new strength, or new peace?" These words struck David like a bolt of lightning. He realized that his mind was so cluttered with unnecessary thoughts that it had become a hindrance in his life. He was trying to fit more thoughts, more worries, and more problems into his already overflowing mind instead of letting go of the old ones. Suddenly, the peaceful surroundings of the monastery seemed to echo the emptiness within him. After spending some time in quiet reflection, David understood the value of an empty mind. He began to practice letting go of unnecessary thoughts and distractions. With each passing day, he immersed himself in solitude, observing his thoughts without judgment. He started to notice a change within himself. His decisions became clearer, his actions more focused, and his heart lighter than it had ever been. He realized that true strength lay not in the absence of problems, but in the ability to face them with a calm and focused mind. As he continued his journey, he carried with him the lessons learned from the wise monk. From that day on, David made a conscious effort to live each moment to the fullest, embracing the present without the burden of the past or the anxiety of the future. He found joy in the simplest of things: a clear mind, a focused will, and a grateful heart. And whenever his mind started to feel heavy again, he would take a moment to pause, breathe, and let go, remembering the words of the wise monk. Sometimes you must empty your cup in order to fill it with something new. So, friends, just like David, we often carry around a cup that's already full, thinking we can add more experiences, more things, more thoughts, or more emotions. But if our cup is already brimming, how can we make room for something new? We must learn to let go of what no longer serves us, to release the negative thoughts, and embrace the power of an empty mind. When we do, we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that life has in store for us.